You know, one of the other things that you talk about in the book is your battle with cancer, and tell me about that. What did it feel like at that time? Because when you're an actor and you're an artist and you're an actor, you don't have that much stability in a lot of ways. So what was it like to battle something like that while not having as much sort of like, career stability as one might want at that point?
So I think one of the things that helped me go through my whole cancer experience was a lot of the stuff that I've learned in my acting classes. And this is why, one of the reasons why I wrote the book, in the sense that as actors, we have to learn how to create our own reality when we walk into an audition or when we're walking on set. And so I'd been studying acting for 8 years, all excited, booked all my children, my first steady acting job, come back here to New York City, and 6 months later, I get diagnosed with cancer. And it was testicular cancer, so it was not something I wanted to tell people about because it's a private guy thing, you know? And what really got me through it was recognizing that as an actor, I started to adopt what character do I need to become, and what role do I need to take on in order to get through this in an empowering context. Because you can look at the statistics from any medical ailment and look at and say, like, well, my chance of survival is 85%, and then your brain will latch onto that negative. So I didn't want to look at any of the negative stuff or focus on any of that. I decided, because this is what we do as actors every day, focus on what I needed to create within myself in order to create an empowering context to get me through it. So for me, it was, and this is one thing that I have, want to give a lot of credit to my mom, because my cancer came back again a year later. It was just a terrifying experience, because at this point you're like, okay, I had it once, surgery, radiation, it comes back again, and you're like, okay, I just went through a year of hell, and now I got to deal with this again. And
can I ask, because this is I was reading in the book, you were going to get tested to find out whether or not it spread. Did it come back in the same area, or had it spread a little bit?
It came back on the other side, so it hadn't spread up
the lungs, which is where you don't want it. Yeah,
exactly. But it came back to the other side, and which was puzzling to the doctors. So no one knew what the problem was. So there were no answers. So, and that's what I talk about in the book, is that you can let the fear of the unknown cripple you. And I called my mom up, and I was just terrified after I got the second diagnosis. And she was like, honey, you gotta become a warrior right now. You gotta put on your battle armor and go to battle. And as an actor, I was like, you know what, you're right. I just need to become a warrior. I need to get through this. And what really helped me get through it was the support of my community, and that's what I talk about in the book as well. Especially as men, because it's hard for us to necessarily be vulnerable and admit our weakness. And for me, as soon as I started to share my experience with people, my community showed up, and I recognized that there is strength in vulnerability. And that's another reason why I wrote the book, because I do a lot of charity work with St. Jude's Hospital, so I meet a lot of kids and families that are going through similar experiences that I was going through, and just knowing what they went through in terms of like how scary that can be. I just kind of have shared a lot of the experiences that I've gone through and my mindset on how I got through it, and so that's why another reason why I'm really proud of this, because in a lot of ways already people have shared their experiences with me and said, you know what, you've given me the strength to get through whatever I'm dealing with.